Ever wondered how you could maximize your farm's output without necessarily expanding its size? The answer lies in a practice as old as agriculture itself: intercrop farming. Intercrop farming is a method where two or more crops are grown together on the same piece of land. It's like hosting a party where every guest brings something unique to the table. The main aim is to utilize the land to its fullest potential and extract the maximum yield possible. This farming method has been used for centuries across various cultures, and for good reason. It promotes biodiversity, which is a crucial element in maintaining the health and resilience of an ecosystem. When you have different crops growing together, they form a supportive network, helping each other grow and thrive. Take corn, beans, and squash, for example, known as the three sisters in Native American farming. The corn provides a natural pole for the beans to climb. The beans fix nitrogen into the soil, benefiting the corn and squash, and the squash leaves act as a living mulch, suppressing weeds and conserving moisture. This symbiotic relationship makes the most of the land and resources available, resulting in a higher overall yield. There are different types of intercrop farming, each with its own benefits. Mixed intercropping is where different crops are sown together without any clear row patterns, allowing for a diverse and vibrant mix. Row intercropping, on the other hand, involves planting different crops in alternating rows, promoting efficient use of space and resources. Then there's relay intercropping, where a second crop is planted after the first crop has matured, ensuring a continuous harvest throughout the season. So intercrop farming presents a fantastic opportunity to boost your farm's productivity. But how exactly does it work? The process of intercrop farming might sound complicated, but it's actually pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. The first step to setting up an intercrop system is selecting compatible crops. Not all crops play well together, and some combinations may even hinder each other's growth. You'll want to choose crops that have complementary growth habits, nutrient needs, and pest resistance levels. For example, pairing a fast-growing crop like radishes with a slow grower like carrots can maximize your use of space and time, as the radishes will be harvested before the carrots need more room to grow. Next step is planning your layout. This is where you consider the physical characteristics of your chosen crops. Some plants grow tall and need plenty of sun, while others stay low to the ground and can tolerate some shade. A classic example is the Three Sisters intercrop system used by Native American farmers, which includes maize, beans, and squash. The tall maize stalks provide a natural trellis for the beans to climb, while the low-lying squash leaves shade the soil and help to retain moisture. Now that you've selected your crops and planned your layout, it's time to get planting. Planting in an intercrop system is not too different from traditional planting. However, timing is crucial. Remember our radishes and carrots? You'll want to plant the radishes first, then the carrots a few weeks later once the radishes have started to establish themselves. Once your crops are in the ground, managing them is the next step. This involves regular watering, weeding, and pest control. In an intercrop system, pests can be less of a problem, as the diversity of plants can help to confuse and deter them. However, you'll still need to keep an eye out for any potential issues. It's also important to consider the nutrient needs of your crops. Some plants, like beans, are nitrogen fixers, meaning they can take nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form that plants can use. This makes them great companions for heavy feeders like maize, which need a lot of nitrogen to grow. Finally, be prepared for a little trial and error. Every garden is unique, and what works in one might not work in another. Don't be disheartened if your first attempt at intercropping doesn't go exactly as planned. Learn from your experiences, adjust your strategies, and keep trying. And there you have it, a simple guide to implementing intercrop farming. But what are the key takeaways from this method? Intercrop farming comes with a host of benefits, but like any farming method, it also has its fair share of challenges. Let's dive into both sides of the coin to understand this method better. Firstly, consider the benefits. Intercrop farming is renowned for improving soil fertility. By growing different types of crops together, nutrients are used more efficiently. Certain crops like beans and peas fix nitrogen into the soil, which other crops can then utilize. This means less reliance on artificial fertilizers, leading to a healthier and more sustainable farming system. Secondly, intercrop farming offers better pest management. Pests often target specific crops. By intermixing crops, farmers can disrupt the life cycle of these pests, reducing their impact. For instance, some crops act as trap crops, attracting pests away from the main crop. This natural pest management can reduce the need for chemical pesticides, which is not only better for the environment but also for the farmer's pocket. Lastly, intercrop farming can lead to increased crop yields. By utilizing space more efficiently, farmers can grow more food in the same area. This can lead to higher profits and improved food security. However, intercrop farming is not without its challenges. It requires careful planning and management. Farmers must consider which crops grow well together, the timing of planting and harvesting, and how to manage pests and diseases. This can be time-consuming and require a deep understanding of different crop species. In addition, there can be potential competition between crops for resources such as sunlight, water, and nutrients. This can lead to reduced yields if not managed correctly. Finally, the complexity of intercrop farming can make mechanization difficult. Traditional farming equipment is often not suitable for managing multiple crops in the same field. This can increase labor costs and make large-scale intercrop farming more challenging. Despite these challenges, the benefits of intercrop farming make it a worthwhile endeavor. So, are you ready to give it a try? As we look towards the future, it's clear that intercrop farming has a significant role to play in sustainable agriculture. Just imagine, intercrop farming isn't just about growing multiple crops on the same patch of land. It's a method that could help us tackle two of the most pressing issues of our time: food security and climate change. Food security is a global concern. As our population continues to explode, we need to produce more food on the same or even less arable land. This is where intercrop farming comes in. By growing different crops together, we can maximize the use of our land and increase our food production. It's a simple yet effective solution to feed the ever-growing human race. But our responsibility doesn't end with feeding the world. We also need to protect our planet. Intercrop farming can help us do just that. It promotes biodiversity, improves soil health, and reduces the need for chemical fertilizers and pesticides, all of which can help mitigate climate change. Now you might be wondering, if intercrop farming is so great, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, like all things, it's not without its challenges. But the good news is, research is ongoing to overcome these hurdles and make intercrop farming more accessible and beneficial for all farmers. Scientists are studying the best combinations of crops, the ideal planting schedules, and the most effective management practices. They're also working on educating farmers about the benefits of intercrop farming and providing them with the tools and knowledge they need to succeed. But we still have a long way to go. We need more farmers to embrace this method. We need more people to understand its potential, and we need more support from governments and organizations to promote and fund this research. Intercrop farming isn't just a farming method, it's a way to ensure the sustainability of our agriculture and the security of our food supply. So, why not make the switch today? There's a lot to unpack when it comes to intercrop farming, but hopefully, you now have a better understanding of what it entails. We've journeyed through the importance of this practice, illuminating the profound impacts it can have on soil health, biodiversity, and yield enhancement. We've also delved into the step-by-step guide to implementing intercrop farming, demystifying the process from choosing compatible crops to managing the growth cycle. We've explored the myriad benefits, from pest control to soil enrichment, and addressed the challenges, such as the need for careful planning and management. We've also peered into the future of intercrop farming, a future that holds promise for sustainable, efficient, and profitable farming. Remember, the goal isn't just to farm, but to do so in a way that benefits both you and the environment. And intercrop farming is a great way to achieve that. Until next time, happy farming!